As you can see, I'm surrounded by green. Well, I'm not surrounded by green, but we are sponsored by the good people at Wash and Go today. The lovely people at Wash and Go. What I'm on about, good people. And people often say to me, Mark, is it not hard being a Wash and Go ambassador? And I always have to reply to them like this. Being a rocket engineer is hard. Just ask Elon Musk. Being Manchester United manager is hard. Just ask the 4 managers that have taken over since Sir Alex Ferguson. Being an NHS worker, that's hard. Heroes. That is really hard. But being a shampoo ambassador is as easy as taking a bath. It really is. So next time you're having a really hard day, just run a bath, light some candles, put on some relaxing music and lather up with Wash and Go. Classic Wash and Go. You can pick up your bottle at any good retailer or by hitting the link in the description and getting it delivered straight to your door. Thanks very much to Wash and Go for supporting the United Stand. Now let's move on with the show. And remember, Wash and Go, it's invisible. It's invisible. On the thumb it says 1 in, 1 out. Basically, Rangnick wants action this month. This doesn't mean it's going to happen. We've had Manchester United managers, you know, permanent Manchester United managers wanting transfers and they've been refused in the past. Mourinho, when he got us to second, got totally ignored by the board and ended up losing his job. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has wanted signings and not got them, although some would say he's had quite enough, thank you very much. But look, whether they're going to listen to Rangnick in January or not is interesting. There are two updates to talk about that are quite significant. Both of them coming from Italy, one from Di Marzio, one from Romano. The first off, I suppose the juicy one is Zakaria. Romano this morning confirming interest from Juventus in Zakaria. There was a story last night about Juventus' interest in Zakaria, and I mean I even tweeted about it late last night. It's you know, it frustrates me because PSG have done it, but Juventus are brilliant at it, acquiring players who are free. They did it with Aaron Ramsey. They did it with Rabiot. I think they've done it with 2 or 3 others. They're very good at monitoring markets and grabbing people who are in the last 4 or 5 months of their contract for the summer ahead. And I think what the problem Manchester United are facing with Zakaria, and I was speaking to somebody about this yesterday evening, is that Mönchengladbach will gladly sell Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, Juventus, Zakaria now for £5 million because in the summer they'll get nothing. And they'll gladly take the £5 million over nothing. The problem is Zakaria, who's on about 50 grand a week at Mönchengladbach, could be on over 100 grand a week if he waits till the summer and plays everybody off against each other, which is what Lingard's going to do and what Pogba's going to do. And that's the problem you've got. Zakaria may well be just, look, I'll see this out. It's 4 months. I'm not really that bothered about going to the Premier League or Serie A at the moment. I'll quite happily have a new start in the summer and I'll have a lot more options and I'll have a bit of a bidding war going on for me. So that is a problem. And obviously, when Manchester United gets stuck in a bidding war, we lose unless we pay silly money. But you're not going to pay silly money here. This is going to be about wages. This is going to be about agent fees, etc. So, look, I think that Rangnick would love Manchester United to go and buy Zakaria around. They are way more competent than we are. PSG are way more competent. Bayern Munich are way more competent. You could argue that Arsenal and Liverpool are, and these are all clubs that apparently are very interested in Zakaria. So I think it's going to be a very difficult deal for us to do. Although I think it's the only deal we can do in January. It's the only midfield signing we can do. But as we know with Manchester United, we're probably going to find out at lunchtime how close Paul Pogba is to coming back from injury. As soon as I saw a picture of Paul Pogba yesterday, I thought, great. He's not going to play until February anyway. Is this now a smokescreen of, we don't need a midfielder, he's like a new signing to get us by till the summer? And I would say, exactly. That's exactly what I thought yesterday, and I think everybody's right to think it. Pogba ain't going to play for United till February. Why are we reeling him out in pictures now on the training ground? Because it's like, we don't need a midfielder, we've got Pogba. That's exactly what the plan is. But my issue is, Paul Pogba's not a holding midfielder. He isn't. You know, we've got Donny van der Beek can play where Paul Pogba plays. He doesn't, but he could if we needed him to. Bruno can, McTominay can, Fred can. Can anybody play where Matic plays? No. That's what we need. And again, it's appealing to the idiots. We don't need a midfielder because we've got Pogba. We haven't got a CDM. That's what we need. That's what we need right now. And that's what we're failing to achieve. And it's what Rangnick wants. Rangnick definitely wants a holding midfielder, and he wants it yesterday. But will they deliver? More chance of me being 15-foot tall tomorrow than Man United signing a decent player this January, says James. And if we don't at least bid for Zakaria, I give up on the board, completely pay him what he wants. He's streets ahead of McFred. Ace, thanks for the super chats this morning. I will go back to what I said last week. I don't think bidding for Zakaria is relevant. I really don't. As I said, Mönchengladbach will take 5 million. You don't need to bid. They're not going to reject. This is about negotiating with the player, and it doesn't. We're negotiating directly with the player. They're the conversations that Juventus will be having by Munich, because whether they buy him in January or in the summer, you're negotiating with the player because he's the one with the power in that situation. If Lingard decided he wanted to go now, it wouldn't be us to negotiate with. I mean, well, the best way of explaining the Zakaria situation is West Ham speak to Lingard and say, we really want you now, Jesse, and I know that you'll get 150 grand in the summer, but we'll give you 125 grand now. We need you. And Lingard goes, you know what, for 25 grand a week, I've got a thriving clothing business that's going to sell loads when I start actually playing football. I'll make that money up. I want to play football. I want to be in the World Cup. Take me to West Ham. They agree the deal with Lingard. They phone up United and say, look, Lingard wants to come to us. We'll give you 20 million. United probably would go, we want 25, and West Ham put the phone down and say, we'll take him in the summer. But the reality is, United should take the 20 million because in the summer you're getting nothing. And it's the same with Zakaria. Mönchengladbach don't really have much power. Morning, Mark. Get ready for Thursday night football, says Mikael Roach. In relation to Hadara, just very quickly. So, yeah, confirmation coming in that Juventus are interested in Zakaria now, or Zakaria, however you pronounce it. In relation to Hadara, you may have seen the video that Beth did yesterday with Fabrizio Romano. If you haven't, it's well worth a watch. Covers loads of things from Donny to Hadara to Zakaria to Cavani to Martial to Pogba to the manager situation. There's loads in there. But what we do know about Hadara is that his release clause of 30 million doesn't kick in until the summer. So if you wanted to buy him in January, you'd probably have to give Leipzig 40 million because they're going to go, he's valuable to us between now and the end of the season. All right, he'll go for 30 million in the summer, but we're not selling him for 30 million in January because there's no gain for us. So they're going to want at least 35, 40 million. This ain't going to happen in January for Hadara. It's a summer signing. And ultimately, I would jump on the side of many of you. Hadara and Zakaria are signing for now to give us a chance to maybe get top four. In the summer, we're going to have to go better than that. And we're going to have to go bigger than that. And I'm talking Tchouaméni, Ruben Neves, people like that. So, yeah, I mean, look, in relation to midfielder, I still think we'll get one because I think it's impossible to get top four if we don't. Who we're going to get, I do think Zakaria is the one to go and get. I know I'm a bit of, I know that divides opinions, but I do think he is the one to go and get. I think it's achievable. It's about how you sell the club. And I think if you speak to Zakaria and you say, look, there's a spot in that midfield for you right now. We're playing Brentford tomorrow night. Matic can't play. Played well at the weekend, but he can't play 2 games in a week. Fred's not a holding midfielder. McTominay's not a holding midfielder. You'd be playing in that game for Manchester United in the Premier League for a massive club in a massive league. That's the job. If he doesn't want to sign that, I don't know what he wants to do with his life. He's wasting it, really. But, it's for United to sell the dream, not